Okay, here's a layout update, or steam servicing update, steam servicing facility update. But really at its core, it's just the cooling tower update. So this is what I'm working on as of late. This is this Lionel cooling tower I've been kit patching. Might have touched on it before, but I'll do it again. This is a Lionel cooling tower I got from my friend for real cheap. He was switching scales, going to HO. I was actually helping him build his new layout fairly recently. Anyway, he sold me this thing for next to nothing. Like literally, it was just about nothing. It was a little more than that. It did have some cosmetic damage to it, but nothing major. And I just put it up on the layout, and that corner there, I thought it looked good enough. And then I don't know, I just, as it usually goes with me, I found like one photo of a steam servicing facility on the Pensy, and that kind of got the ball rolling. So sort of one track and then two tracks, and then that turned into a whole rebuild and refresh of this cooling tower, plus a bunch of other buildings that are coming soon. But anyway, this is where I'm working at now with this cooling tower, and it's gotten a lot of updates as of late. So you notice, if you're familiar with the Lionel cooling tower, you'll see this one looks a little bit different, most notably up in this area. Everything up here I rebuilt. If you know the cooling tower before, they come with this thing here, and it usually sits up on top like that. And it's a pretty standard cooling tower model. It looks pretty good. But when I was perusing the internet to find some good photos of cooling towers and some modeling inspiration, I came across, looking at nickel plate ones, obviously, and I came across a photo of a cooling tower in Calumet, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago, their yard outside of Chicago, on the nickel plate. And it drew my attention first and foremost as it was a single track cooling tower. You know, from this point down, it was pretty much identical. It looked the same. It had the skip hoists going vertical up the side, and I thought it looked, I was like, great, perfect. I'm gonna model, I'll base mine off of this one. I didn't even notice that it was missing the top part till later, and then once I did, I couldn't unsee it, so I had to model it on mine. So what I did is I took this original part here, took the roof off, obviously, and then I just took a hacksaw, and I literally hacked away at it and just cut it off clean. Pretty clean cut. It's not perfect, but whatever. You can't really notice. And then everything from this point up is 3D printed. My brother brought his 3D printer home for the holidays, so I put it to work. And like I said, everything from this platform up is 3D printed, and it's all based off the prototype that I could find at the one at Calumet. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. So I had to make this platform here, and the platform is just glued onto the bottom of that base. And then I built this lattice structure here, and then I also built this little structure here in the middle. And I believe, just based off my prototype photos, and common sense tells me that they would dump coal in the skip hoist would carry it up. It would probably dump over, you know, the car would flip over and dump the coal into the silo here. And then I also built this little thing up here at the top, so I had to 3D print some little track extension and this little building up here at the top. What I think this is, and I'm not entirely sure, so if you know more about this stuff than I do, if you're watching this, in my unprofessional opinion, what I think it is some kind of pulley system for the skip hoist, whether it's a counterweight or the pulleys for the return, you know, cable that goes down. I'm assuming it's something like that. It looks like in photos it came out of the back of this building here, and it went up into there. So anyway, at any rate, I 3D printed it and I modeled it. And then I also did a bunch of walkways along the top and some railings, again, all 3D printed. And it was also missing some ladders. Just in general, it was missing a bunch of ladders and structures. So I 3D printed some new ladders that run all the way up the side here. And the real cooling tower in Calumet had stairs, but stairs are far more difficult to model than ladders. So I just put some ladders here, and I think it looks really good, and I'm quite happy with it. It's not 100% done yet. Now the real one had two chutes. This one is the stock one. This came with the Lionel model, and that's all it has. There's a chute off here that has a chute on the side here. And so in the middle, on some cooling towers, they would have the dumping area would just be in this middle part, and they would dump, the hoppers would dump straight down, and then the skip hoist would carry it and pick it up. I think that's how Lionel intended this one to be. At least that's how it's modeled. What I'm most likely going to do, and I'm kind of on the fence about it, I need to model a second chute here. I'm probably just going to try to 3D print it. This isn't really that complicated. It's just, you know, it's really not that bad. And I actually have some of these extra wheels here from another part of the tower, remove them. So really, I could probably do it. I don't think it'd be that hard. And the chute was actually, on the nickel plate one, it was like inside of here. So what that means is I wouldn't have to mount onto these chains or counterweights. You would never see it. I don't even know how it works in the real one. So I'm probably going to do a second chute there, as much as I kind of don't want to, but I probably will. The only reason I'm thinking about not doing is it's really not, like when you're viewing it, you're really not going to see that it's not there, but it would bother me that there's nothing there. So I'm probably gonna have to model a second chute there. And I'm also gonna put tons of lights over this thing as well. Lights, inside of here, up on the top, up around here. If you look at the real one, it was littered in lights, as well as a brand new paint job. This here is the original paint job, and I wasn't all that happy with it. I did weather it, and I wasn't happy with the weathering job at all. My airbrush is acting up. In fact, I got a brand new airbrush just the other day. So anyway, I'm probably going to repaint it and then re-weather it with an airbrush and powder and chalks and all that, and make it look a lot better. I also wrote all over it too when I was like designing all these ladders and things. I wrote, you can see all my markers and stuff written all over it. So it needs a repaint regardless, and to cover up all of this bare plastic to paint all that black. So we'll get a repaint. I did lightly sand it though, just to get some scuff marks on it. So I think I might do this after I paint it. I actually really like how it looks, like especially up here on the roof and down the side and everything. I actually really like it. So I think depending on how I paint this thing, I don't know if these will still show up or they'll show through, but I'm thinking I might give it a couple coats of paint, and I might go through with some sandpaper and lightly scuff it up. I actually really like that. It kind of gives it that nice like aged concrete look, and it's gonna look even better once all this stuff is painted. Like when that's a nice black color and all the ladders and things are black, and the chutes and the stairs, all that, and the skip hoist, it's gonna look 100 times better. So this is gonna be the anchor for my new steam facility, and I'll actually show you what that looks like. And there's really not much, and it's actually easier to see now. I did lower the backdrops. I know one of my videos I talked about how the backdrop's kind of high, but whatever. It was bothering me, so I actually did lower them a little bit. I might lower them further, but this is how much it went down. Probably about maybe, I don't know, 2 inches. Camera will focus there, maybe. There we go. Probably about 2 inches, so I might lower it further, but so far I like this a lot better because now I can just see this out of the layout, no problem. Anyway, this is my steam servicing facility here. This is what it looks like now. So I did cut out a lot of the hillside. I went back and I plastered all of that. My least favorite part of the hobby is plaster. I discovered with myself, I hate doing that. Anyway, I plastered all of it, painted all of it, and it's pretty much ready for ground cover. But I'm not going to do that until I have my tower done and everything else. The tower is going to go right about where that middle hopper is, roughly. That's where it's always been sitting. And then it's also going to be anchored with a couple other things. I'm going to put a machinery house right about, if you can see, well, I'll just zoom in. The tower is going to go right about there. The machinery house, which I'm going to 3D print, will go right about here. And then I'll have the dump facility, the dump building where the coppers come in to dump. It's going to be essentially covering up that entire straight track there. I also have an Altoona Model Works water tower kit. I've had it for a while. In fact, I have it sitting in the box here, amongst other things. This is the Altoona Model Works kit. My plan is to build that Altoona Model Works water tower, and it's going to go just beyond that middle coal car, so just on the other side of that coal car. And then I'll get some standpipes, and I'll have some standpipes put in there as well. So that's my plan. If the Altoona Model Works water tower is a complete disaster, I'll most likely just get an Atlas O steel water tower kit and use that instead. But the Altoona Model Works one, I looked at some photos of the Calumet yard, is where I'm basing that coaling tower off of, and they had like a wooden water tower like the Altoona kit. So I think it should look halfway decent. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like there. That's what it looks like now, and that's hopefully gives you a visual picture of what it'll look like whenever it's all done. Looking down this side, really not too much else is new. I did also do the plaster work over by the bridge there in Blaisdell, and I have to get the tower, and it's going to go right in that corner there, so I'm going to have to 3D print that as well. And then down here in the front, there's a couple things are new over here. First off, I painted the roof of the Lorraine Lumber Company building, finally, and I put the sign on there. I think it looks good. I also added a light here and a light here. These used to sit over on the other side. I never liked them there, and they look a lot better here. They kind of help to light up this area especially, and they look good here too, so happy with that. And then the other big thing is, this was my brother's Christmas gift to me. He 3D printed, well, designed and then 3D printed this nice high tension tower here at Lorraine. And this is, the real tower looked exactly like this, and it sat in pretty much this exact spot. And it was torn down like 2015 or so. I guess it wasn't, I mean, obviously it wasn't used anymore. But if you look down old photos from track level, roughly here or so, it looks exactly like this. You see the bottom of it. So this thing looks really good. My brother's way better at 3D printing than I am. In fact, I mean, this whole station's 3D printed too by him. There's so many things on here that are 3D printed by him. but this is just the latest of many. I think it looks really good. So helps to anchor the scene here. Here's that Berkshire I'm working on. I just posted about the other day. Waiting a weathering job. It's coming soon. And I have the highway area kind of not really taken apart, but I have modified that slightly. And I have some bridge girders that I have designed. Got to 3D print them, so they're going to go on the front here to complete this scene, along with some paint and plaster and all that. So that's kind of the layout. But yeah, back to the cooling tower. It's coming along really nicely. Paint's next, a couple more details, and I'm ready to, before the 3D printer goes back with my brother back to his place in the next couple of days. I have a lot of work to do as far as getting all those buildings done. I at least want to get the machinery house and the dump house done at the steam facility, and so that way I can get the scenery done and kind of wrap that area up, because I really want to get it done. I don't know, looking at all these photos, I really started to appreciate the old school steam servicing facility. So anyway, that's where we're at now. This is the last update of 2025 too. It's 11:48. So Happy New Year, and I'm looking forward to more great updates in 2026.